الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، يقول الله عز وجل: إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم وقاتلوا المشركين كافة كما يقاتلوكم كافة واعلموا إن الله مع المتقين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this verse, Allah decrees that there are 12 months ordained in Allah's book on the day when He created the heavens and earth, 4 months of which are sacred, and one of those months is the month that we are in the month of Muharram. This is the correct calculation. Do not wrong your souls in these months, though you may fight the idolaters anytime. If they fight you first, remember that Allah is with those who are mindful of Him, who have taqwa of Him. And just a quick reminder, inshallah, the musalla is open. The musalla is open, so if there is no room in the back, the entrance is in the back, inshallah, and people can join from the musalla in the back, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam also tells us that the year is 12 months, of which 4 are sacred, the 3 consecutive months of Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Muharram, and Rajab Mudar, which comes between Jumada and Sha'ban. And the reason that we mention this is because of the blessed month that we are in. And understanding the blessings and the fada'il and the virtues that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us and blessed us with these different months. There are different mawasim, there are different seasons that He Azza wa Jal blesses us with to remind us of the blessings that He Azza wa Jal has given us. And from the great blessings of this month is the victory that Musa alayhi salatu wassalam was given over Fir'aun. And from this month, and from the historical events that happened this month, that is important for us to remember and take as a lesson, is what had happened in Karbala with the shahada, with the martyrdom of Hussein radiallahu an. And this is an important event that has happened in our history. And there are a number of lessons for us to take from them. Because both in victory, as was in the case of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and in the case of defeat and martyrdom of Hussein radiallahu an, there is a lesson for us. And that lesson is the one of ultimate sacrifice. And the one in giving up ourselves and our lives for this message and for this deen and for this religion. And how we should always be putting ourselves first when it comes to dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and dealing with His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because many times we are willing to put our culture in front of our ideals. Many times we're willing to put certain relationships in front of our ideals. Many times we're willing to put our jobs and other things in front of these ideals. When the reality is that there is no success without sacrifice. That there is no ease without adversity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises us, telling us, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا, that with hardship comes ease, meaning that we cannot have ease without first facing hardship. In this adversity, in this difficulty. Ahsan? No? Okay. Without this adversity and without this difficulty, it is impossible for us to grow. All of us know that pressure creates diamonds. And if we look at the ulul azm, if we look at the great messengers and the great prophets, the reason, or one of the reasons that they were so great is because of the difficulties that they faced. And every single one of us here today have faced difficulties within our own capacity, and we have learned from those difficulties. Maybe because we fell from a bike, maybe because we didn't know how we were going to pay rent, maybe because we didn't know how we were going to put gas in our car. All of us have faced this in some capacity or another, and it allows us to appreciate the things that we have because of that. And in some cases, as is the case of Musa, he alayhi salatu wasalam was given a kingdom, he was given land, he was given freedom from the oppression that he was facing. And even in the case of Hussein radiallahu an, he was given shahada, he was given martyrdom. So yes, there is pain, and yes, there is heartbreak, and yes, there is loss. But in it, there is no greater victory than had given to him radiallahu an, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam says about his grandsons, Hassan Hussein, that they are the leaders of the shabab, they are the leaders of the youth in paradise. So while there are things that hurt, and while there are things that are painful, And while there are things that are difficult, it is important for us to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only allows us to face those difficulties. And He only allows us to face those hardships so that we can grow. Because if we are not taking those opportunities to grow, then all we are doing is stagnating. Because like I said, pressure builds diamonds. There's no doubt about that, but it also creates coal. So do we want to be diamonds or do we want to be coal? Allah has given us that choice. He's given us that ability. And it's all upon us to look back to the messaging that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in His book, to look back to the example that He has given us in the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for us to decide the path that is best for us so that we can move forward and we can be the most successful Muslims, we can be the most successful fathers, we can be the most successful workers, we can be the most successful community members, we can be the most successful citizens. Allah has given us this chance. He's given us this opportunity. He's allowed us, if not experience hardships in a direct manner, at least see it in others. How many of us have been to and visited a hospital and saw someone in that bed? How many of us know someone going through chemotherapy? How many of us know someone going through dialysis? How many of us know someone who just lost their job? How many of us know someone that just lost their child? These are all meant to be lessons so that we grow. These are all meant to be lessons so that we learn. And it is important for each and every one of us to learn from them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq. Wa quli qawli hada. Wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum lisa'il muslimin kulli dhanbin wa khati'a. Innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Just a reminder again, the musalla is open, the entrance is in the back. The musalla is open, the entrance is in the back for those of those brothers who are having trouble finding room. يقول الله عز وجل إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this verse, Allah commands you to return things entrusted to their rightful owners. And if you judge between people, do so with justice. Allah's instructions to you are excellent, for He hears and sees everything. And this is an important reminder again of the agency that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. That just because we are Muslim, just because we believe, just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us Islam, this does not mean that every Muslim is going to be looking out for my best interest. There are Muslims that steal. There are Muslims that take advantage of others. There are Muslims that kill. Unfortunately, there are Muslims that hurt other Muslims. And if we understand that such people exist, they have existed, they exist today, and they will exist in the future, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and our children from being them or being taken advantage from them. Ameen. And if we understand that these are choices that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us time and again, what are we doing about them? How are we bettering ourselves? Or are we still shy to call people out? Are we still shy to say, this person, he doesn't fix cars well because he's a friend of my cousin? Am I afraid to say that this person is not a good doctor because my daughter might have married him? All of these relationships are important, but being truthful and being honest and being upright and being just, this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders us to be and orders us to do. And sometimes that hurts. And sometimes relationships break. And sometimes relationships are strained. But we have to learn to be honest. Because in honesty is our growth. And there's a difference between being kind and pitying someone. And being nice. I want my Muslim brothers and sisters to be kind to me. I don't want them to be nice to me. If I have something in my teeth, a person is being nice by not telling me, but a person is being kind by telling me that I do. If I said something that hurt someone, I want that brother to tell me. I don't want them to shy away because they want to be nice to me. I don't need niceties, because niceties don't help me grow. Niceties don't help me become a better father. Niceties don't help me become a better husband. Niceties don't help me become a better friend. They only make me worse because they make me think what I'm doing is right and what I'm doing is correct. Kindness is what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us. And sometimes kindness hurts. And sometimes kindness is difficult. Sometimes kindness is challenging. Why? Because kindness is always the truth. But without kindness, we cannot grow. Without kindness, we cannot benefit each other. And without kindness, we cannot be the Muslims that we should be and we are supposed to be. Allah has given us this opportunity to be kind. He's given us this opportunity to be gentle. He's given this opportunity to help our relationships and to help one another. Are we taking advantage of them? Are we learning from them? And learning how to do that is something that is very prophetic. A man came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, Ya Rasulullah, you hit me. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was hitting his animal to make it go faster, he hit this man by accident. And the Sahabi, he came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, Ya Rasulullah, you hit me. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, shuf, like, look at the humility. Look at the humility, and this is a lesson for all of us. He said, what would you like me to do? Subhanallah. He didn't say, I'm sorry. He said, what would you like me to do? Yani, how would you like me to apologize? And he said, Ya Rasulullah, when you hit me, I wasn't wearing my rida. I wasn't wearing my upper garment. So you have to take yours off too. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he took it off. He said, now what do you want? He said nothing. He just hugged him. He said, I just wanted to touch your bashra. I just wanted to touch you, Ya Rasulullah. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But look at the humility. And this is the humility that we need to show in our lives. This is the humility we need to show with ourselves, with our families, with our children, with our colleagues, with our co-workers. Because without humility, we will forever be arrogant, we will forever be egotistical, we will forever love ourselves. When the reality is that we should love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala above all else. We should love His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam above all else. We should love this deen above all else. And Allah has given us that gift. We should not waste it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on all of those who have passed. May He Azza wa Jal give shifa, give healing to all of those who are ill. May He Azza wa Jal help those who are in any type of financial hardship out of that hardship. May He Azza wa Jal help those who are in debt out of that debt. May He Azza wa Jal accept the shuhada, accept the martyrs of our brothers and sisters in Gaza. May He Azza wa Jal make the affairs easy of our brothers and sisters all over the Muslim world, in Sudan, in Yemen, Kashmir, in Burma, and all over the Muslim world. And may He Azza wa Jal aid us all. May He make us better fathers. May He make us better parents. May He Azza wa Jal make us better sons. May He Azza wa Jal make us better community members and family members. Wa aqimus salah.